A lot of people don't realize this, but taking action will probably solve about 95% of any problem that you're actually having right now. Now, you probably feel really overwhelmed by whatever's happening in your life, and you're probably already overthinking a lot of the things that are actually going on as well, and how exactly you're going to progress through that situation. But all that overthinking that you're doing, and all the worrying that you're actually doing, and the self induced stress in a way, it's not helping you do anything. It's not making the problem any better, is it? And what it really boils down to at the end of the day is just about you taking action. You are going to be in that same situation for however long it's going to take you until you actually start taking action. Now, here's the thing. Here are some of the things that you're probably struggling with right now as well. Analysis paralysis is obviously one of them. Everybody actually just gets super caught up into creating this elaborate plan about, oh, these are the steps that I'm going to take to actually get over this hump that I'm actually a part of right now. But what they fail to see is that they're just paralyzed by their own inaction. They just keep on overthinking every single thing that's actually going on in their life, so they're not taking any action because of that. And obviously this happens all the time when you're overwhelmed. Trust me, I've been there. I know how it feels. But also, at the end of the day, you just have to understand that you're basically just going to be trapped in your mind, and your brain is just in a constant feedback loop of all of these thoughts that you don't want until you actually do something different about it. See, human beings are very habitual creatures, right? So if all you do is just think and overanalyze a problem, then that's all you're always going to end up doing. You're not going to take any action. But to break that feedback loop that you have in your brain, which you can obviously do, is just literally by taking action. You're probably really scared of failure as well, so that's why you keep on procrastinating on your plans as well. The more that you actually procrastinate on your plans, the bigger the problems are actually going to get. And trust me, I've been there. Is there a phone call that you actually have to make that you keep on dreading that you have to make? Well, I'm telling you this right now, you're going to psych yourself out just thinking about that phone call, and I'm telling you that conversation is going to go much better than expected. I hope it does. And here's the thing, you're probably thinking that, okay, I need this elaborate plan before I take my first step, but you really do not need that at all, because what actually ends up happening is that you can create this elaborate and perfect and foolproof, bulletproof plan, but at the end of the day, once life actually hits you, you're gonna have to go back to step one, because all of a sudden your plan isn't so foolproof anymore, is it? So instead of actually creating like this 12-step guide, or like just a 100-page plan about what you're actually going to do of tackling this situation and just overthinking it, why don't you just take one step and then decide what exactly you need to do to take the second step? That's something that has worked wonders in my own life as well. So for example, when you actually start going to the gym, you literally do not need like a 12-week plan and a diet plan and a meal prep subscription or whatever it is. You literally don't need any of that. Why don't you just start with going out for a run? That is step one. And then every other detail, you can work on that later. But at least for today, if you actually want to lose weight, if you want to build muscle, if you want to build endurance or stamina, whatever the case might be, just take that first step and have that first lifting session, or that running session, or that CrossFit session, or really anything that it is that you actually want to accomplish. Just take the first step and then think about step two after you've already done step one. And look, another thing that people actually tend to do is that whenever they actually do end up taking action, is that they always focus on perfection. Stop focusing on perfection. Instead of perfection, just focus on progress, because I'm telling you, progress is going to get you to perfection eventually. You don't need to make sure that you can run a mile within 7 minutes right now. Run it in 10 minutes. Jog it. Hell, walk it if you have to in 20 minutes. It doesn't matter. As long as you're getting started, because if you get started on it something today, you're already going to see progress on the second day as well. So just get started small, and stop chasing perfection. And instead of chasing perfection, just chase progress. And then perfection is obviously going to follow you as well. And eventually that is going to build consistency within you as well. When you actually become consistent with something, then your brain activity, your brain feedback, and your neurotransmitters and your synapses are just firing all over the place. They're creating new habits for you. So going to the gym and running and all of these different activities that you actually want to do, and any problem that you have that you're actually trying to solve, they're actually going to become more efficient for you. See, your brain's entire job is to make sure and analyze that whatever you're doing on a daily basis, it's making your life as efficient and easy as possible. So whatever daily habits that you actually want to establish, whatever problems that you want to solve, yes, they might be hard in the beginning, but eventually if you keep on kind of just knocking on those problems, if you keep on hammering away on those problems, eventually your brain is going to realize that, and it's going to change its feedback loop. And instead of your brain just constantly thinking about things, your brain is going to urge you to actually act upon whatever problem it is that you actually need to solve right now. And look, you also might be wondering about, okay, well, that's 95% of the problems that you can actually solve by action, right? Well, what about the other 5%? How exactly can we solve that? Well, my answer to that is some problems can't be solved right away. Some problems actually just need one thing, and that's time. Look, the pain that you feel right now, whatever trauma response that you actually have going on, whatever situation that you're actually dealing with, and whatever grief and sadness and depression that you're actually dealing with right now, 95% of that, yes, it can be solved, but that 5% is still going to be within you right now. It might be with you today, tomorrow, maybe even 2 weeks from now. But maybe 2 months from now, you're going to get over that. 2 years from now, you're not even going to think about that. And that 5% of your problems can only be solved by time. But you need to make sure that you actually do something with your life in that time frame as well. Because the time is going to pass. But you need to make sure that you actually inputted that 95% of things that you actually were in control of. Don't make the mistake of just saying that, oh, well, this is all going to get better and my life is going to get better with time progressing and time passing. It might be true, yeah, sure, but you actually need to make sure that you can control whatever it is that you actually can control and do your best at it as well. So do this for me, okay? Take a step back. Instead of just overthinking and overanalyzing this elaborate plan that you can have built up, just take the first step. Take the first step in solving any problem that you have, whether it be your health, whether it be fitness, whether it be in relationships, whether it be a phone call that you don't want to do, whether it just be paying bills, whether it be paying off thousands of dollars of credit card debt. It doesn't matter. Pay it off $1 at a time. But just take the first step. That's all you need for today, and that will solve 95% of your problems eventually. Over the long run, you will see this yourself. People who have taken action over their lives are going to progress so much further than people who just wait for the time to pass them by. People will always wait for their problems to just die down or to pass down or whatever the case might be. And I'm telling you right now, yes, those problems eventually might disappear, but another one will arise. But at least you'll be much better knowing that you actually took some action into actually solving your problems. You actually have some autonomy, and that's what I want for you. So take control of your life, all right? Take control of your decisions and all the problems that you're facing. Instead of just running constant simulations in your head about how things are actually going to turn out for you, just take action. Whatever it is that you want to pursue, do that thing. And I'm telling you, 95% of the time, it'll actually work. And the other 5%, if it's not working right now, come back to it at a later date. It will eventually work. All right, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you guys did, obviously make sure to hit that like button and please subscribe to the channel as well, because I make videos like this all the time. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.